Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all the books I read in January, so my January reading wrap up and some thoughts and some opinions and star ratings and that kind of thing. I have filmed reviews for all of these books and I'll be uploading them very soon, so I won't be going into too much detail about each book now. I'll just be holding them up, showing you what I read, a little bit of thoughts and my ratings. So the first one I have to talk about is Full Metal Alchemist by Hiromu Arakawa. My first time reading Full Metal Alchemist, I read volume 1, thoroughly enjoyed it. I haven't watched the animated TV series anime or any of the movies or anything like that. I thought I'd start with the manga. My first ever time reading a manga and I thoroughly enjoyed reading this. If you don't know what it's about, it is about two brothers called Edward and Alphonse Elric, who their mother dies when they're very young and their mother was an alchemist. So they try some alchemy to bring her back and unfortunately it goes wrong, so they're essentially cursed. So Edward, who is our main character, you can see with the yellow hair, ends up with a full metal arm and a full metal leg, and his brother Alphonse, who's the other person on the cover, ends up basically as a suit of armour, like metal armour. So what they're essentially trying to do is find all this magic and all these heirlooms and all these keys and everything that contains the magic that they need to reverse the spells, to reverse the curse. So thoroughly enjoyed this book. I gave it 3 stars out of 5. Can't wait to carry on with the series. Yep, this version is a bind up of volumes 1, 2 and 3. Please read it if you haven't. It's really good and it's really funny. Thoroughly enjoyed this one. The next one I have to talk about is A Bed and Breakfast Star by Jacqueline Wilson. I've just uploaded my review of this, so go and check it out if you want to know more. I won't speak too much about it now, but I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I love Jacqueline Wilson. I read a few of her books when I was a child, so this was lovely and all nostalgic to revisit a book of hers. It's quite sad. It's like a family drama and trigger warning for, like, I want to say child abuse. It is child abuse if you stab her, smacks her and hits her, so just be warned. But yeah, I love this book. I gave it 4 stars. It's only a short book. I read it all in one night. I couldn't stop once I started. It's about 210 pages, 215 pages long, I think. Thoroughly enjoyed this one. Like I said, if you are going to read this with your kids, maybe just be aware that there is smacking and hitting involved. Not like really, like, you know, in detail, but it's there. You know it's there. So just be warned. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this one. And then finally, if you've been watching my channel for a while, when I started it last year in March, I started a series called the Sweet Series by Cate, Tiernan. And I've slowly been carrying it on throughout the year. And I read books 7 and 8 in this edition. And they are The Calling and Changeling. Obviously, I'm not going to speak about them now because it will spoil the series. But I've said right from the start, they're not the best books. They're not the best written books, but they're like an escape. They're quite easy reads. And I really enjoyed these two. I gave these ones 4 stars. All the way through I've been given on maybe 2, 2.5 and 3 stars. These ones have gotten better, so they had a higher star rating. I'm waiting to see if any of them are a 5-star read for me. I don't mean this to sound mean, I think my star ratings kind of like, they're okay written, they're not badly written, but I think my ratings are more for like the enjoyment factor with these books more than anything, because they're kind of like a guilty pleasure read. But I do highly recommend them. If you want to know more about what they are about, check out my previous video from March last year, where I talk about what I'm currently reading. I talk about the first book there, so if you want to check it out and see what it's about, go and watch that video. I recommend it. But again, highly recommend this series if you're looking for some like fun, light escapism. These are the bind up editions where I have 3 in 1, so it saves me a lot of room on my bookshelves. So yeah, a lot of fun to read. The next book I have to talk about is already one of my favourite reads of this year, and it's Nevermoor by Jessica Townsend. Oh, I know a lot of people have already heard about this book. I heard about it through BookTube. I finally got my hands on it, I finally read it, and I absolutely adored this. Again, my review of Nevermoor is up on my channel now, so I won't be talking about it too much now. But all I will say is, it's awesome. If you remember the feeling you had when you read Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone for the first time, you'll get it with this, because that's what I got. I felt the same. I had all these kind of like emotions and all these magical feelings and anticipation and awaiting good things happen, bad things happen. But all I will say is, it hasn't come as a surprise that I love this book. I gave this book 5 stars. I can't stop thinking about this book. It put me in a bit of a book hangover. I can't wait to read the sequel. I have Wondersmith on my shelf, literally just behind me, just here on my shelf. So I'll be hopefully reading that soon. 5 stars, absolutely brilliant. Read it if you haven't. Read it on your own. Read it with your children. Be warned though, if you are going to read it with your children, it can be kind of scary and have some moments in it that are a bit violent and a bit kind of more mature, not like in like a sexual way, but like some of maybe like the language that's implied and the threats and all that kind of thing. But yeah, absolutely awesome. Please read this book, and if you do, let me know what you think, and we can have a chat about it. The next two books are from the same author, and the first one, technically the first one in the series, is called The Cake Shop in the Garden by Carole Matthews, all about a middle-aged lady called Faye, who looks after her very sick mother in her home, and she has to leave her job to look after her mum, so she opens a cake shop in her house, like in the bottom half of the house, and employs a lady to help her, who's called Leisure, I think her name is. She's foreign, she's Polish, she's absolutely awesome, she's so funny. They both run this cake shop together. While she's looking after her mother, she's stuck in a dead-end relationship with a man called Anthony, who doesn't treat her very well, and all he is bothered about is golf. And he neglects her. All he does is come home from work, expect her to feed him and wait on him and look after him, and then he'll leave her as it is. He maybe see her once or twice a week when he can be bothered to fit it in. Anyway, the cake shop is a bit run down. It needs some maintenance and some repairs, and vital things need to happen to improve the overall appearance and running of the cafe. She lives in Milton Keynes, right next to a canal, and a canal boat pulls up with a young man who's about 25 called Danny Wilde, who comes into the shop for something to eat, forms a relationship with Faye and starts working on the cafe for her. All I say is, Faye and Danny, start to get on very, very well. So, I've said before, I'm not the biggest fan of contemporary books, but there's something about Carole Matthews and her writing that I just really do love. I read a few books of hers when I was younger, and thoroughly enjoyed them as well. I still own them now, I've had them over 10 years. Escaped very, very quickly into this book, fell in love with Faye. She is one of the loveliest, kindest, sweetest and thoughtful characters I've read about in a long time, which annoys me sometimes, not because of her, but because people take advantage of that, and the mother who she's looking after really isn't very nice to her. But despite that, she's still lovely. So if you're looking for a cute, fun, fast read where you'll feel warmth and happiness, read this, but be warned because of what it's about. The whole time I was reading this, I was so hungry. I was so hungry the whole time I was reading this book. But yeah, highly recommend it. And I said there was a sequel. And the sequel is called Christmas Cakes and Mistletoe Nights, again by Carole Matthews. This came in my book subscription box for December. I didn't know this was the second in a series, so I read it in December. And then, like I always do when I'm reading a book, had a look on Goodreads, I had a look online, and found out it's the second one, and The Cake Shop in the Garden is the first one. But it didn't matter in the slightest, because even though this is a sequel, it didn't read like a sequel. They both read like they could be standalone books. Obviously, when I read the other one, it kind of made a little bit more sense, but you don't need to read one with the other, if you know what I mean. But again, love this one just as much and gave this one a 5-star rating as well. The story develops, characters develop. Love this again. This one was even more sweet and more cute than the first one. Again, I won't tell what happens as it's the second one in the series, so it'll spoil it. But yeah, please read them. Please read either one and let me know what you think. You don't necessarily have to read this at Christmas. It's not a necessarily overly Christmas book, but it kind of like ends at Christmas. So it's perfect to read in December. I've bought another one of her books from World of Books with a few more in my order that will be here soon. So I'll be reading her other book that I've got very, very soon, and you will see a review of that on my channel. But yeah, again, reviews for these are going up on my channel very, very soon, so look out for them. And the last book I have to talk about for the month of January, I don't have on me because I read it on my Kindle. This was a group pick of my group on Facebook, and it was Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell, which is a thriller. And I can't remember the name of the main character, the lady whose point of view it's from, but I remember the name of her daughter. Her daughter's called Emma, and she's 16 years old and lives at home with her mum, her brother, her sister and her dad. Have a very happy family life, go to school, have good grades, all that kind of thing. Both her parents have jobs, they have money, they're happy. And one day Emma goes missing, and obviously her mum is frantic with worry. They're trying to find out what's happened to her, who could have taken her, whether she's run off on her own, if she's been killed, if anything could have happened to her. So you can imagine the panic and the suspense that is all the way through this book. Sadly, about halfway through, I predicted what was going to happen, and I was right. I don't mean to sound big-headed, but this is why I don't tend to read a lot of thrillers or a lot of mysteries, because I'm very good at spotting or having like a very good gut feeling or inkling as to what's gone on, who's done it, and I was right. So I still gave the book a 4 stars because, despite knowing what was going to happen, it was very creepy. Very, very well written, and Even though a couple of the characters do very like questionable and not very nice things, I liked the characters. I liked the way they were written about. They're so interesting. Particularly one character, so messed up and such like a tragic character that you wished could get help, even though they did these really unspeakable evil things to people. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. If you are looking for a mystery, I would recommend it. Even though I knew what was going to happen, I still really enjoyed reading it. I gave it 4 stars out of 5. Like I said, not always the biggest fan of mysteries, but I did really enjoy it. So coming from someone who doesn't like them, to give it such high praise is obviously a good thing. So I do highly recommend that if you do like mysteries. So that's it for this video, guys. I'm still reading a book at the moment, but I don't think I'm going to finish it before the end of the month. So I will tell you what it is. It's a sequel to Alice in Zombieland, and it's called Alice Through the Zombie Glass by Gina Schwarter, and I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, I don't think I'll finish it before the end of the month, so it's not going to be in this video, it'll be in the next one. So, like I said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and I will hopefully see you very soon in my next video. Bye!